Okay, I'm going to try to do this quick. This is for Mark Wahlberg, Mel Gibson, Jim Caviezel, Jonathan Roumie, Shia LaBeouf, also John Mayer, because he wanted to make that cute Hail Mary song. Okay, I'm just going to present you with a bunch of facts, and I'm going to tell you about the fact that Catholicism is Satanism, and I'm doing this for a couple reasons. One, because you seem like you genuinely love Jesus Christ, and it hurts me deep down inside to see people like you that really just genuinely love Jesus being led astray and worshiping Satan and not knowing it. And also because it also makes me upset because you have this huge platform, these huge platforms, and you're using them to push Catholicism. So if you're aware of what it is, then whatever, I'm not judging you. You go do your thing. Go do your thing, boys. Okay, so where do I start? This is what I do. I expose evil. Okay. So when you Hail Mary, you're really hailing Satan. Where should we? I've got so much stuff written down. I should have planned this out a little better, but we're just going to roll with it, baby. Okay. The Pope speaks out of the mouth of a serpent. These things you can look up. Vatican means worship of the serpent. Jesuits run the papacy and all upper-level Freemasonry. Okay, Freemasonry is witchcraft. It is identical. It's step-by-step witchcraft. It is what it is. That's why it's called the craft. There's a book somebody found, and it was a witchcraft book, and that's what that. So literally, our government and our country was founded on witchcraft. So you can follow that all-seeing eye of Horus from Freemasonry to Catholicism. They have a whole bunch of artifacts there in that museum. And this is who has erased the past. They take whatever artifacts they want in the papacy, and then the Pope at the time will order everything else destroyed. So you can thank them for everyone being confused and not knowing what's going on. The papacy actually named him Jesus. His name was Yeshua, or Yahweh. It's like Yeshua is God, and then Yahweh the Son. I'm not quite positive. There's so many different, but I still call him Jesus because everybody mocks Jesus. You can't say the name Jesus on TV, and Jesus is who I've always prayed to, and I've always had all my prayers answered. And I asked God for the truth, to be honest with you, and he led me down this path, and ever since, it's been my purpose, my goal in life, is to just let everybody know about Freemasonry and Catholicism, because it truly is Satanism. It's a counterfeit religion coming in Jesus' name that does everything opposite of Jesus. Okay, like for one, they say don't call anybody else Father but me, and so then you call the Pope Father, and then what? The priests, you call them Father, and all that. So these other facts just to let people know that Jesus is real. So I kind of got to go through them and over them. Yeah, I didn't want to do that. Let me pause it. There's been 88 million people slaughtered in the past for not converting to Catholicism. Millions of them at the base of that Egyptian needle in Rome. And there is a matching Egyptian needle placed in New York by the Freemasons. September 1st, 1923, the papacy changed the Sabbath and marked their authority and claimed that their church authority is above the authority of the Bible. And you need to let that one sink in, because who wants to be above the authority of the Bible? There's only one. It's Satan. In the Bible it says no man can make a day holy. So there you go. They tried to make they make all these holy days, holidays, Christmas, Easter. None of them have anything to do with Jesus. It's old Egyptian or some other kind of god worship. The Romans, they accepted all gods. That's why they have all those statues around the Vatican. And what the papacy did was just change their names. They from Jupiter, Apollo, all of them, to Jesus, Mary, Joseph, and a bunch of different saints. You guys don't know what you're messing with. And I'm trying to tell you the truth. And if you reject it, that's fine, but you will regret not listening to what I'm telling you. Catholics, they give their authority they submit to the authority of the Pope. So you do not submit to anyone but Jesus, okay? That's, and another thing, you can't, if the Pope forgives your sins, that's blasphemy. The only one that can forgive your sins is Jesus. They say Mary is sinless. The only one sinless was Jesus. They say she's divine. Only Jesus is divine. They say she intercedes for you. Only Jesus can intercede for you. These are just facts, okay? Like, what's going on is you guys are under a spell, and I'm trying my best to stop. And I don't usually save celebrities. I'm not into it. But, you guys, like I said, have the platform, and so now it's going to be your responsibility to go and tell people the truth, because the truth is Catholicism is Satanism. It's not a Vatican II problem. It's not this is a bad Pope problem. The whole religion does the opposite of what God does. Okay, that's exactly what Satanists do, to rebel against God. So you can call it Satanism. Now, Lucifer presents himself as an angel of light. Well, what do you think Mary is? And they say she ascended right into heaven. Well, I don't know about that, but I don't think so. Maybe she did. But I'm telling you right now, she was a sinner. She was a sinner. The double crosses is satanic. Matter of fact, that's Satanism. Doing all the rituals. You don't do rituals when you're just praying to Jesus, okay? Rituals are satanic. Up and down on your knees and this repetitive prayers. That frankincense that they burn, that's only to be burned in the tabernacle, okay? Yeah, they call the Pope Christ on earth. No, sorry. Rosary, that's all ritualistic. Saying the Hail Mary, all that, that's all. You don't do that. You don't need to say, it says in the Bible, you don't say prayers repetitiously. There's satanic artwork all over. There's the shrines to Mary. And the fact that they changed the 10 Commandments is a big one. You don't change God's law and make it to what you want it to be and say, oh, that's not what he meant, was statues. He didn't mean that. No, he meant statues. You don't pray or worship to anything. It's idolatry, so no statues. The papacy is the largest landowner. And the Pope claims authority over every person on earth and the earth. Well, who do you think's running this game here? Satan owns and runs and controls the earth right now. And no one disputes this about the Pope claiming authority over every person. I believe he claims authority over every dead body too. But you can't, don't quote me on that. Oh, they've taken a bunch of books out of the Bible. I think that pizza stuff, that Pizzagate, I think it's all from the piazzas, all those different Italian buildings they have there in Italy. I think it's got something associated with that because there's so many. Okay, so there's in the papacy, the Vatican there, it looks like a key. Well, it looks like a dick to me, but the Pope says he's got the key to heaven and hell. Nope, Jesus has them. The Jesuits have tried to change the Bible so many times, translating it so many different times. Have you looked up the Jesuit oath? That's real. It's the most disgusting thing ever, besides the Talmud. The papacy, they admit that they've made up a lot of things, and that it's not even, it doesn't go with the Bible. So that right there should tell you. You're just going along with some man-made, like, I understand all religion is man-made. But, like purgatory, that's all crap, that's a lie. Lent, I don't even know what the heck. This stuff, it's gotta stop. It's gotta stop. People need to know the truth. And I really need you guys to stop pushing it. If you don't believe me, then stop pushing it, baby, because you're already in trouble if you don't stop. He's gonna say, I didn't know you. That's what Jesus is gonna say if you don't stop. Because everything you do is opposite. They sing songs to Lucifer in Latin. One of them goes, his flames dawning his own creator. May I say, O Lucifer, who knows no setting, who came back from the dead and died his peaceful light to the human race and is alive and reigns forever and ever. That came from a song right from YouTube, right out of the papacy there, the Vatican. I mean, literally singing songs to Lucifer. One of these is going to wake you up. Popes or Freemasons, who cares? Rothschilds support Catholicism and have loaned money to the popes in the past. And now the Rothschilds, they claim they own Jerusalem. But I'm starting to believe now that Jerusalem's probably not where they say it is. But we'll see about that. Because I know that Egypt was definitely in America. What else we got here? Okay, I got that. The Jesuits have no free will. They only take orders, okay? And they went and preached all four corners. So, this was after Jesus' disciples already did this. Why would they need to do that? Unless they were spreading a different message, right? And they were. They were forcing their religion. The Jesuits have been banned from 84 countries, and this is why. Forcing. God doesn't force you to do anything. He gives you a choice. He doesn't force you. That's not what God's about. The Jesuits have assassinated many U.S. presidents, and a lot of presidents went to Georgetown and just a lot of schools that were Jesuit schools. They've taught and they are responsible for everything that's going on right now is because of the Jesuits and the Freemasons. And they do go hand in hand, whether they want to play like one band's the other one throughout the years. That's how Satan works, okay? Just like that guy, he went from Freemasonry to Catholicism. You can't, he said, I went from worshiping Satan to something, but I was like, poor guy, I went from worshiping Satan to worshiping Satan. He don't want to let you go easy, I'll tell you that. And this isn't easy. And by the way, I'm only wearing this just because I like to mock them. You know, their one eye and the bull that's going to get slaughtered. I think it's October 23rd. These Jews are gonna get exactly what they want. Well, the Talmudic Jews are gonna get what they deserve. I'll tell you that, because you don't. That's the nastiest book ever, that Talmud. And if you watch that video, it's just type in Talmud on YouTube, and it says what the Jews really think of Christians and blacks. And then at the end, it has a rabbi putting his mouth on a baby's penis. Supposedly sucking the blood out after circumcision. It's the most disgusting thing. And then they say they can rape children under the ages of 3, the girls, because they still remain a virgin, all kinds of stuff. Look, I expose all evil, so I'm not talking about regular good Jews that accept Jesus as their Messiah. They don't read that. They don't just stick to the Old Testament, which the Old Testament, Satan had a lot to do with the writing of that. You can tell. You can just tell. And plus, it was just from around Egypt. It was Egypt and the surrounding area, the Old Testament. And the New is all around the world. And it's about love. And Jesus wasn't about sacrifice and the burning of incense, and he didn't he not burning of incense, the burning of sacrifices. He wasn't about that. I mean, you can look in the Bible, and he didn't like that. All the Sabbath feasts, Moses was against God, and a lot of people don't realize that. All those Sabbath feasts, it's all ritualistic stuff. He didn't tell them to do that. So Moses wrote that down on his own. There's altars in all the Catholic Church. You don't need an altar. The altars are for sacrifices. You don't need that. Jesus was the sacrifice. He died for our sins. I mean, you gotta, and these things, it's not, you haven't been able to see it because, like I said, you're under a spell. And also, if you reject anything about Jesus, he will put you under a delusion and let you believe whatever. And he'll let you, like, dive deep into it and believe it hard. Like, space and Mars and all that good stuff. So there's a big old pentagram on the ground in Washington, D.C. Washington is in between Virginia, Virgin, and Maryland, Mary. There's a big old pentagram on the ground. There's a monument. It's an obelisk. It measures 555 above and 111 below. That equals 666. I'm just giving you extra knowledge just in case anybody else sees this. Nobody watches my videos, but that's okay. I think eventually, in the end, people may start listening to me because I only speak facts, so it's not like I'm running around just telling fibs. The Jesuits refer to the Bible as the serpent when they're really the evil ones annihilating Protestants. They do this because they know, for the most part, if anyone was closest to it, the right religion, it would be the Protestants. It would be. I hate to say it. I don't hate to say it. Look, I don't even go to church because they changed the Sabbath. So I'm not bowing down to when the first beast, the papacy, tells you to bow down and change the Sabbath. Saturday is the real Sabbath, so it's Friday sundown. There's a hair on me, sorry. Friday sundown to Saturday sundown is the Sabbath, the real Sabbath. So Sundays, they got you bowing down to their sun gods. It is what it is. I didn't do this. So, if Jesus wasn't real, they wouldn't bother to take out books. They would, you'd be allowed to say Jesus on TV. You would, they wouldn't change God's law. They wouldn't mess with it. And so if you know Jesus is real, then you should listen to my facts and say to yourself, why would that, Lucifer is the name of their telescope. The Pope speaks in Latin when he doesn't want you to know what he's saying. You cannot dismiss everything I'm saying because, it can't all just be a billion coincidences about Lucifer. The Vatican was built on a necropolis, so a bunch of dead people. The whole world is worshiping the Virgin Mary, okay? It is what it is. On the crown of King Charles is the symbol of Mary. King Charles is the highest Freemason there is. They are Anglican Lutheran, so they consider Mary the God bearer. Well, they consider Lucifer the light bearer. You see any similarities there? The Jesuits and the Freemasons infiltrated every religion. Okay, so when they were done doing this, they gave a sign. They had Ronald Reagan face the obelisk during his presidential inauguration. And that was the only time that they did that. I'm sure you know about the Inquisition. That's terribly horrible. And that was forcing and turning, that you cannot force someone into what you believe. This is a big one. The Pope already united all religions. They've been trying to do this for years. He united all religions, and that's just another prophecy fulfilled in the Bible. There's like over 2,000 prophecies been fulfilled. It's not been wrong yet, and it's not gonna be. But it's not the Catholic Bible. I promise you that, because Mary's not sinless, divine, and she doesn't intercede for you. Hitler was a devout Catholic who formed his SS according to the Jesuits' orders. Ouch. So, the Jesuits funded Hitler. They're one of them. Satan is the God of dead. Jesus is the God of living, yes. All pagan temples and pagan churches were converted into Christian churches. You see how Satan works? He's not stupid. The Pope said there's a female entity running around the Vatican right now. So, and all signs are kind of leading towards that Satan is a female. That's what we got. Santa Fe is, if you ask me. I don't know. I've been doing all kinds of research about all those, because in the United States, the saint this, saint that, San Diego, San Francisco, these are all found by saints. The United States was not formed on, it was formed on Catholicism. I mean, it's just facts. You can't say it wasn't. Every city has a saint, something, this or that. They say the Pope is infallible. I mean, come on, people. So there's popes, I'm sure you know, but there's a black pope in the background. I even heard there's a gray pope, but I don't know much about that. But there's a black pope, and the Pope takes orders from him. So our government also has been taking order from the Pope ever since Reagan reestablished diplomatic ties with the papacy. They put your name in a trust. Every person as a child gets 3 trusts in their name through the papacy, and they collect money off of you your whole life, and you never know it. The papacy bought up most of Wall Street after World War II for pennies on the dollar. Jesus is not the founder of the Catholic Church. He would have nothing to do with the most corrupt, money laundering, pedophilia-filled church, okay? And salvation comes through Jesus Christ only, not through the satanic church. You see how he's a sneaky snake. It says in the Bible not to pray to anything in the heavens except Jesus and God, So what do you pray to? Dead people. All these St. Michaels, all these angels. Pray to Mary. You just, everything it says not to pray to dead people, not to witchcraft. That's everything they do. They do the opposite. Like I said, if it says not to, it's like a little kid. They do it. We are in a religious war, so this is why I do what I do. People need to know the truth, or people are not going to be happy. We do not fellowship with other religions. And what does the Pope do? He unites them all. As a matter of fact, I think, John Paul II made them all a temple, and they can all just worship all together. Well, what you're going to do is manifest one big demon by doing that. I was looking, I can't find it, I just write so much stuff down. I was looking at this Jesuits building there in Italy, and then on the ceiling, it's a nice painting of Jesus on the ceiling. I thought, what is it? I'm like, it's upside down. It's Jesus upside down. Oh yeah, not to mention Peter. They just love and worship Peter. He was supposedly crucified upside down. You gotta take a step back and say, why would they love him so much? And then at that same church, at the Jesuits church, on the outside, on one of the statues, they had these cherubs, and then the legs of the cherubs were literal goat legs. Latin is Satan's language. The Mass is a big ritual. Oh yeah, and why do they need an army? What church needs an army to protect it? One that's doing bad. One that is, and I'm sure you've heard about all the, like, weird stuff in the basement of the Vatican, right? Papacy or Pope claims that they have the keys to heaven and hell, or the key, whatever. Jesus does. So yeah, that was for John Mayer. You need to kill your song. You need to have that canceled, bro. When you Hail Mary, you're hailing Satan. It's just like Hail Hitler. You can't. I mean, come on. These people already don't stand a chance. And then did you think you were being a good person by making that song? Because you weren't. I mean, maybe you were trying to be, but yeah, you need to stop with the Hail Mary, because she won't be saving you. I don't know if I said that our monument points directly towards Rome, but it does. I don't know. I've got a whole bunch of other stuff, but I didn't want to make this very long. You need to please just try to, be like, ha, nice try, Satan, keep it moving, get out of that religion, come out of that whore, because that church is the whore, definitely. I mean, I know you can't cancel your movies and you've done what you've done, but I mean, Hot Passions are, but like Father Stew, I know they're good, but you don't, anything related to Catholicism, it needs to be out, that it's Satanism. You're worshiping Satan in broad daylight. They have the double crosses. You got to just let it go. And like I said, and I think that there's lots of good people in Catholicism. Like I said, that's why I'm making this video. And I think many will be saved. But if you know the truth and you continue on that, and now you do know the truth, and if you continue on down that path, then God's not going to take it easy on you. So if you just dismiss everything I say and you don't use your platforms to go ahead and tell people the truth, then I feel sorry for you, because God has my back and I do what I do for him. And for some reason he wanted me to do this, so you better not dismiss it. Okay, thank you.